Hello Gemini, thank you for coming back to my channel if you're a returning subscriber. So this is a general reading, just take what works for you. In your first house you have Virgo, I analyze. Your first house is the house of self, your self-oriented interests, your physical body, and it's what you project outward to others and how they perceive you. So that's your personality, your observable characteristics. It's your personal independence, how you are appearing to others, but also your very personal self-oriented interests and how you are just making your way in the world. So with Virgo, I analyze coming in. It's basically, this is a mental energy. It's about applying your mental faculties, but what it's really about is declutter. You may need to declutter your environment, clean up, streamline. It's about getting organized and making a plan. So coming up with a plan. You need to figure out what is and is not working for you at this time. Whether this is how you interact with others, or whether it's your own personal interests, your own personal gym routine, whatever it is that you're doing for yourself, and also what you're, as I said, what you're projecting to others. You may come across as projecting this, where you're getting organized and sort of streamlining and so on. But if otherwise, it's asking you to bring these energies in. You need to cast a critical eye over things. And as I said, assess what is working and what is not working for you. This card also brings in focus on numbers. Also writing. Writing's important. It's also a focus on diet, nutrition, natural remedies. So all of those factors come into your daily life, into yourself, how you're going about your life and so on. You need to clean up, you need to streamline, you need to get organized and declutter your actual environment as well. Do not worry or over worry or overanalyze things, because that can come in with this card as well. So that is a factor, sort of obsessing over certain things as well. Yes, analyze certain things, work out what you're going to do, and then move forward. It also may make you quite critical of others, so avoid that if possible. And don't be too cutting of yourself either. This is self-analysis. This is analysis of what's going on in your life. And then coming up with helpful solutions, whether that's for yourself or when you're interacting with others. That is the beauty of Virgo. It's assessing what needs to be done, pulling out, looking at all the negatives and the positives, and then coming up with helpful solutions. This card also is about spending time in nature as well, which will assist you at this time. Then in the second house, we have Mars Force. Second house is your house of income, your money coming in. It's also your house of self-worth, and also your personal values, what you value, whether it's material or emotional. So it's everything to do with what you own as well, your possessions. It's also about real estate, property, land, and so on. So now, with this coming in, it can also cover, it's basically your material and your emotional resources. So now, with Mars Force coming in, you may have to compete, defend, confront, or fight for what you want, or put yourself forward in some way over something. You would have to apply your will and your drive in something. Now, this is a money house for you, but as I said, it's also about self-worth and values. It's also about going after your passion and your ambitions. Okay, so it's taking action on those, any one of the second house areas. A fire has been lit, basically. So you'll see something, go after it, and nail it down. It's also about protecting your interests as well. You may be sort of being bullied or pressed into certain into a corner, or having to sort of defend yourself in some way. So just protect your interests. You may also have to move ahead very quickly on something. This could be, as I said, a monetary thing, or it's some other issue that you're dealing with at this time. But it's sort of enthusiasm and that spark is now there for you. Measured action is better than rushing. Rushing can come in with this card. So measured action is going to be a much better approach, and then you will get good, solid results. In the third house, we have Sun Spirit. The third house is your house of communication. It's how you express yourself, whether that's verbally, in writing, or even on sort of social media. However you communicate with others in any way, shape, or form. The third house also covers documents and contracts of all kinds because it's written. All right. It also covers short trips. This is around and about local trips. It covers interactions with certain family members. This is cousins, aunts, uncles, and even siblings, as well as neighbors. So this is your local neighborhood. So with this coming, it's a beautiful card to be having in this house, actually. Really, the world is your oyster with this card when it comes to self-expression. This card is going to bring you a whole bunch of things which really are going to help you. So it brings in confidence, spirit. Your spirit is enlivened. It's like your life force is lit up. You'll have influence over others. Your vitality is enhanced. You'll feel passion, energy. Your personality will be activated. And all of these things are your brand as well. Just remember that you are your own brand. So whatever this is stirring up for you and however you're, expressing yourself, this is coming in to really give you a boost. It will also give you strength. You'll be able to harness creativity in all its forms. This is about expressing who you are at your deepest level. And this is not quiet expression. This is really incredible dynamic expression. You could very well be in the spotlight as well. And your talents and abilities will have been noticed in some way. So you may have had to make an impromptu talk or speech or something, and you had to step in at the last minute and you've been noticed. And therefore, once you get noticed, then you have to activate your leadership and your inspirational abilities. But it really it's a really life-enhancing card, this. The energy that comes with it is the sun. It's really powerful. It could also be about acting as well, because that's also a form of expression. This is highly indicated with this card. The other thing that it could also be bringing in for you is something that you're planning for the summer months. So this could be an event or a party, but it's a fun, creative gathering of people and children as well. So it could be family related. And you could also be traveling locally to do something about that, but it's also could possibly be a local trip to a warmer place than where you are currently as well. But beautiful card to be having. Then in the fourth house, we have Aquarius. I know your fourth house is your house of home. It's your physical home, the actual bricks and mortar or whatever it is that you would call home. But it's also the atmosphere in the home, the people in your home. And it's also your relationship with your ancestry, your roots, your foundation, your ethnic identity. It brings in all of that as well. So it's family, really. So now, with this coming in, Aquarius, I know you do have your inner knowing about certain things. It's also about getting glimpses of the future, futuristic visions and so on. But when it's coming into your fourth house, it could very well be that you are perhaps moving into a more bohemian or a more unconventional lifestyle than what you have been before. You could be moving around a lot and therefore carrying your things with you. Or it could be that you have people in your home who are very different from you. And it's perhaps a visitor, or it could be a friend coming to visit or something, but it's interactions and learning from them. They could be eccentric, or you could be becoming more eccentric, and you're expressing this in your home life, your home environment, or in your actual physical home. With Aquarius coming in, you may also be, if that none of that is applying for you, it may be that you are needing to be rational about what is going on in your home. Avoid emotional dramas, okay, because Aquarians can do that. You could also be having support from friends and family, all these other people that are coming to visit you in your home. You could have a surprise of some kind. With Aquarius coming in, technology and higher tech always comes in. So this could very well be an upgrade of some sort to what you have got currently. So even if you have a relatively simple technical background in your home life, this will bring in something new, something a bit more advanced than what you've been doing. It can also bring in new ideas or new approaches. Or you could have people with high-tech ideas or knowledge coming to visit you in your home. Or as I said, this could all be to do with your relationship with your lifestyle, your ethnic identity and your roots, your foundation, where you've come from. You may be understanding things, seeing things from a different perspective with regards to that. Then in the 5th house, we have solar eclipse revolution. With this card coming in, your 5th house is your house of creativity. Your creativity. It's also the house of children, whether they're your children or other children that you are associated with. It's the house of love affairs, and it's the house of recreational activities, having fun. Activities of all kind, which are fun and enjoyable and recreational. It can also be risk-taking activities like gambling. So now, with this card coming in, you can expect a change. Change is coming for you in any one of those areas. You may be required to make a decision as well. You may be required to break old patterns. But this is a necessary upheaval to move you forward. It's going to be swift, very swift. You may have expected something, you may have seen something going on and you need to act on it, but you just haven't done it. But now it comes for you front and center to deal with, and it will be unexpected because you won't be expecting the speed and the intensity of it. Okay, so you're going to feel out of your comfort zone. As I said, it's an upheaval of some sort. Usually this comes in for relationships, but it could really be affecting a bunch of areas. It could also be affecting a creative project that you're busy on or some kind of activity that you want to do. But it's a change of direction. So this could very well be your children going through this, or you are bringing this about for the children you're associated with, or it could be, as I said, a love affair, something fairly, it's a big change coming in. There's going to be a rearrangement of some sort. You may also be asked to fix or create something. And when you do that, or when you decide to do that and you tackle this, whatever it might be, it can bring incredible results for you. Okay, so this is really much better than what you anticipated, but it's you taking the action on it, you being told that this is what you've got to do. You've got to really bring in a complete revolution of what it is that you're doing. Fix or create something, or you're going to be sort of going through some kind of really necessary upheaval and change. Then in the 6th house, we have Taurus. I have lovely card coming in for the 6th house. Your 6th house is your house of work, your workplace, your work colleagues. It's your work projects, and it's also the house of self-mastery with regard to your particular craft, whatever it is that you specialize in or do. It's also the house of health and diet and pets. Okay, so with Taurus, I have coming in. This is a very supportive card to be having in this house, really supportive. It's about growth. So it's your garden of possibilities. You're creating your garden of possibilities, which will eventually yield beauty and abundance for you. Very supportive. You also will need to be practical and down to earth in tackling whatever it is that you want to do. It also is a very sensual card. Taurians love tactile things. They love food. They love comfort. They love fabrics, luxuries, beauty, anything to do with that. With this card, money is highlighted. So you may be wanting to apply for finance, something to do with your work project or some other thing that you're working on, or could be to do with your health and your diet. But your money is highly indicated. So if you're asking for additional income or additional funds, or you're wanting to harness finance for something, chances are that you'll get it with this. It's also it's about numbers and currency. So that may be coming in for you in your work sphere. It's also about investment and possessions, finance, taxes, all kinds of things like that come in. It's also about harnessing talents that you might have. So if none of those things are applying particularly, this could be about the rising of, or you working on your talents. So this is the arts in general. It could be ballet, music, writing, poetry, acting. Acting came up before as well. So it could be musical. It's something about the stirring of your talents. You applying now your talents in whatever it is, that whatever field is right for you. And if you're looking for finance to do that, you could very well get it to launch whatever it is that you're doing. Okay, your whole chart this month is really there's a lot of opportunity coming in for you, and it's about harnessing certain things. When it comes to health and diet, this will cover anything, any kind of comfort that you're bringing in for yourself, relaxation, good food, and just feeling good, and creating an environment which allows you to relax, which makes you feel comfort. Good food, which enhances your body, gives you nutrition, and it gives you a solid foundation. So look after yourself. Really look after yourself, and do right by yourself while you are busy creating this beautiful garden of possibilities. Then in the 7th house, we have Capricorn IUs. Your 7th house is your house of close personal one-on-one relationships. So this can be a love partnership, or it can be a business partnership, or some other relationship that you're in currently. And with Capricorn IUs, you could be attracting a partner or bringing a partner in who is Capricornian. Either that's their sign, or they have Capricornian qualities. They could be very good looking. They could be older than you. They could be more established, or have a higher rank, or have a higher status than you. This card is also about being earthy, grounded, ambitious, very goal-oriented. So whether this is you or this is your partner is bringing this in for you, and you're now learning this, but it's going to be needed in the relationship. It could also be that you need to be resourceful. You're going to have to harness the highest potential from this relationship, and this could be from people and situations. So you could be going with this person into situations where you're meeting other very influential people. It's about harnessing those resources. It's about coming up in the world. It could also be social climbing, or just improving your status and reputation. This could also come in with the lower courts for you. So you may be, and Capricorn is indicated there as well with the law. So you may be waiting on a judgment of some sort, or some kind of outcome to do with this. But whatever it is, it will be fair and just. If this is to do with a partner, it could be that this person is quite serious and committed, or you are being required to bring this into your relationship. The other side of this is being stubborn and very rules bound, because this is a Capricornian quality, very stubborn, rules bound. So as I said, any of these aspects could be coming in for your relationship, or this partnership, whatever is applicable for you. Then in the 8th house, we have Scorpio I Transform. Your 8th house is your house of big finance. So this is investments, in insurance, taxes, banking, accounting, inheritance, legacies, trusts, and all those sorts of things. It's also the house of working with other people's money, or handling other people's money. So this could be a profession for you as well. It's also about the deeper emotional and material resources in a partnership. So whether this is a love partnership or a business partnership. So it's all of that. It's the merging of that, coming together, sorting things out, bringing things into some sort of kind of joint situation. This house is also very much associated with sex, death, and rebirth. So this is symbolic death, right? And in a love partnership, the sexual side of it comes in very much. And the Scorpio, I transform. This is the 8th house, is the home house for this sign. So this is very much indicated for you at this time. As I said, the sex, death, and the rebirth come in. So this could be an ego death of some sort, or the falling away of something. Sexual activity or the deeper aspects of sex is highly indicated. It could also be that the old is falling away to make room for something new. So it's a kind of a cycle that's happened. So the old falls away and the new comes in. So you can apply that, however, in any one of those areas in the 8th house. It's also about power and money. And can also be control issues and struggles around that. So that may be coming in. But it's essentially what it's asking you to do is to transform through your desires. So whatever it is that you're desiring to bring in with your 8th house, whether you're merging with another, or you're going into the deeper sexual side of your relationship, or you are wanting to deal with long-term finance, how you want. It's about transforming, going from one thing to another. So this is where the death and the rebirth comes in, or the old falling away to make way for the new. It's transformation of your desires, or any of the 8th house issues. You could also be meeting quite charismatic people, deep people. Tax is highly indicated with this card. Also secrets, intrigues, things like that. Anything under the surface that comes out. It could all come up with this card. Then in the 9th house, we have the air element communicating. The 9th house is your house of all things international, all things foreign. So it's you meeting the world, or the world meeting you in some way. So this can be, it's quite a broad house. It covers quite a range of things. It's all about adventure, exploration. It's also about international travel, or coming into people who are international, or you're mixing or understanding or learning about foreign cultures, foreign ways, foreign, anything foreign. It could be import and export if you've got a business, or starting a business and going online and dealing with people who are from other countries. So it's all about that. It's also about higher education, which can also be dealing with foreign concepts, right? Higher education, this is university level or adult education. The 9th house is also about teaching, so whether that's a profession or you're involved in it somehow, or you're receiving teaching in some way, or it's also about philosophy, religion, belief systems. Anything like that falls under the 9th house. It's also the house of the law and your in-laws, actually. So if you're dealing with in-laws in some way, it covers the law in all aspects. It also covers publishing. It covers promotional work of all kinds, and the higher courts. So now, with air element communicating, this is very much indicated for the publishing, the communication, the teaching, the learning, the promotional work, anything where you are you're either receiving messages, or you're receiving information, or you're giving it out, or you're formulating your information. So with this coming in, this communication is very, very, very important in this house. You could be hearing news, or you could be giving news, or it's to do with writing and verbal issues. You need to write down what you want. When in the 9th house, all the 9th house issues, you need to write it down, or you need to plan, formulate something. Science and technology comes in very strongly with this. You could also be wanting to analyze something, or you want clarification on something. All of that comes in with this. You need to think things through, be broad-minded, expansive, and this card is very, very much also about manifestation. So manifestation at the planet, on the planet this time is really incredibly fast. And so you really need to watch your thoughts and your words. If you think positive and you speak positive, then you will manifest positive. It's really that simple, okay? This also brings in youth and feeling young at heart, or dealing with youth issues, or dealing with young people, or wanting to feel young. So you may want to go on a trip which is backpacking, essentially, you know, that's a youth thing, but you may feel that you want to do that in some way. The young thing can come in a variety of different ways. This also brings in travel and flights. And visiting high places as well, whether that's for study or for a trip you want to go on. But it's like mountainous areas, or just areas where you are reaching heights, or coming into contact with high ideals and higher thinking. So it really is, it could be, as I said, learning, or just going on a trip, or going to do something to do with work or research, whatever it is for you. But it's all communication based, hearing and also giving it out as well. Then in the 10th house, you have another wonderful card, Jupiter Abundance. 10th house is your house of career, your house of your ambitions, what you're reaching for, what you look up to in your life. It's also father figures or mentors or authority figures. It's also about your public status, your reputation and your fame, okay, if that comes in for you. So now, with this coming in, it really is an opportunity to enhance your career, or what it is you're striving for in your life. You're going to get an incredible boost. This is coming in for you. You had Sun in your 3rd house, which is, it's all kind of following a path here. Your work house is really highly indicated. You're meeting influential people. So there's definitely a theme here. There's definitely something to do with career, or what it is that you're doing. Or it could even just be the work that you're doing, whether it's acting or some kind of creative project. There's definitely opportunity coming in for you, and this is going to cement it 100%. With Jupiter Abundance, it's a wonderful abundant card. So doors are opening for you, opportunities coming for you, expansion. It's also about luck, also reward for effort. So benefits of some kind coming in for you. It could also just be giving you strength to do something, or to follow a career path, or to tackle some kind of issue, a 10th house issue. It's also about receiving divine help, divine assistance. It's about faith as well. So with authority figures or mentors, or some kind of father figure could be coming in for you. And this person will assist you greatly. Also, blocks will be lifted from this house, whatever it is that's coming in for you. You will, with all this abundance coming in, you can't just sit back and let it roll over you. You still have to work to harness all the opportunities that come in. So effort is required. You're still going to have to apply yourself and chase opportunities. Whatever comes in for you, follow them all up. To find out which one is the right one for you, which one is going to yield the most for you. It really is a very beneficial card, very, 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 very good. The other side of this, you could be basking in this, in the benefits of this house, which could lead to a bit of overconfidence or being opinionated as well. So just bear that in mind. Or overindulgence, that's the other thing. Okay, so now in the 11th house, we have Yod Destiny. The 11th house is also quite a broad house. It covers friendships. It covers social groups and groups of all kinds. So this could be a sort of associates or clubs or societies, any kind of situation where you're with others. Okay, it's also the house of personal hopes and dreams, your wishes. And your hobbies and your interests. So this could be, again, coming in some creative endeavor or some other kind of activity that you're undergoing, which you're trying to launch or you're trying to harness now. So now with this coming in, this house also covers the greatest vision of yourself, or visions of the future. It could also be group consciousness or global consciousness, social reform and that sort of thing, systems, networking. Now with this coming in, you're going to feel basically unsupported at this time, or you may just feel out of step with others, like you're different, like you're on a different path. And you may not receive advice and help from others, but you're not to worry about that because you don't need it. Okay, this is your inner GPS. This is your inner knowing. You know already what you have to do, and so you just follow that. You must find your own truth, and you can only find your own truth if you are undergoing some sort of difficult patch. But it's also about a form of aloneness where you really have to dig deep because you've got no support. You've got nobody else to guide you. You've really got to dig deep and figure out what is right for you. And while you're doing that, you're pioneering in some way. You're following your own path, and whatever comes in front of you, you have to just deal with. And it's about weathering the circumstances as well, because they may be difficult for you. So events are fated. Whatever is coming up for you in the 11th house, events are fated. So don't expect support and advice. You must find that within yourself, because you've got this. You really have got this. Your inner self knows what to do. As I said, you may be just working alone towards your goals. You're going to have to be dedicated. Also, inventiveness comes in with this. You will feel a bit of pressure. Maybe quite a lot of pressure, actually. But that pressure is this very sharp point here. What it does is it applies pressure in order for you to go inward, to find your truth and to find your path. It's a very necessary process that we have to go through. Then in the 12th house, we have Grand Cross Provoker. So your 12th house is your house of your unconscious self, unconscious beliefs, drives, motivations, and it's also the house of seclusion and withdrawal or retreat. It's also the house of escapism and addictions of all kinds. But with that comes spirituality, meditation, mysticism, healing, which is highly indicated as well. So all of those factors come into the 12th house. It can be karmic inheritance as well. It's also about your experiences in institutions of all kinds. So whether this is a hospital or a banking institution or a government institution or a library or a university, whatever is appropriate for you. And so now with this card coming in, yes, there's going to be pressure, again, applied to you. You're going to have a lot of pressure, all different aspects coming at you at once. But what this pressure is going to do is it's going to create movement and change. You're going to be forced to undergo movement and change of some kind in any one of those areas. So with this is changing thought patterns, beliefs, your inner self that has held you back in some way. It could also be the stirring of your talents and abilities, the rising of them upwards, and you juggling, trying to make the best out of what you've got, and actually basically getting nowhere because you're kind of going in circles, or you'll be pulled in so many different directions. You can't really nail it down. You may feel quite restricted, or that you're working at cross purposes somehow. But through the difficulty, you undergo growth and then renewal of some kind. So these talents and abilities, or whatever it is you're it needs activation of some kind, and this is going to activate for you. The best way to deal with these intense energies coming at you is to avoid the feeling like you're at cross purposes with yourself, is to focus, prioritize, and get organized. Okay, so sort out what is your top priority or top priorities, and then focus on those only, and get organized as well in yourself and how you communicate with others. This is very, very important. Once you start doing that, you will gain momentum, and then once you've got that momentum, the results will be very good. Okay, there may be sacrifice and compromise involved here as well, but healing is highly indicated. So whether you are going to undertake something now which is going to bring you healing, or it is the dealing with certain issues, or just spending time on your own and self-reflection to deal with certain things. You may be finding that your self-worth and you might have a bit of an identity crisis, and your self-worth is undergoing a bit of a transformation. And this was indicated actually in your first house, where we talked about Virgo, I analyze, where you're going to have to look at a whole lot of things and suss out what is working for you and what is not. This comes in with this because the 12th is the unconscious, and your first house is your what you're projecting outwards. So it goes from one to the other. They flow one after the other. So, and not only that, your second house also was indicating that as well, that your self-worth issues are requiring action of some sort. And whether that's money related or however it is for you. So just have a look at all of that. Be disciplined and dig out whatever needs to be dealt with, deal with it, prioritize what needs to be sorted out for you, to put yourself in the very, very best position to harness all the other wonderful opportunities that you have coming for you at this time. Okay, Gemini, please don't forget to like and share or subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And I do hope that you have a wonderful month, and take care, and I will see you again next time.